Morning. I'm down in Bletchley, or just walking down into Bletchley anyway. I'm going to see the Museum of Codebreaking and Computing of World War II, where the Enigma code was cracked today. I've already been into an antique shop and I bought myself a Big Ben money bank. It's like a mechanical thing, I'll show you a picture. So that's the station I was at yesterday. I think Bletchley Park's just a short walk up from here. Hope it is. It's starting to turn into a bit of a brighter day, and I didn't get lost. All good.
1940. In Britain's cities, sirens wail. The bombs rain down. Day after day, the public wakes to find piles of rubble where once there were houses. In a little corner of Buckinghamshire, in a drafty makeshift hut, someone is writing down German bomber coordinates. That night, when the German bombers arrive, the RAF pounce. But they have won their own war. The Code War.
This is a World War II Enigma machine from Germany. As you walk into Bletchley Park, you approach this pond. It looks more like a nature reserve than some army base. I got one of those audio guides. I look like a right tourist. This is the mansion at Bletchley Park. When codebreaking started here in about 1939, it was all done on the ground floor of this mansion before any of the other huts were built. There was a few hundred people here at the start, but it grew to several thousand. This is a letter from Ian Fleming, the author of the James Bond novels, to Bletchley Park. He visited there often, and this was a plan of how to get German codes. He had the idea of stealing a German plane, crashing it, and when a German boat came to rescue them, they would steal the codes from them. It very nearly happened. I've only been into a couple of the buildings so far. I'm getting on a guided tour in about 10 minutes. After that I'm going to go and have a look in the mansion and a few of the other code-breaking huts. Don't know how long I'll spend here today. Probably as much of the day as I can. Just been on a guided tour of this place around the outside for an hour. So now at least I won't be talking a load of bollocks when I'm trying to explain what each building is. This here is the main gate. People coming up from the train station would have come in through here, and the guard's post. That crumbling building back there is the canteen. Could feed 1,000 people in one sitting. That building down there was where I started the tour from. It's the chauffeur's hut. There'd be 50 to 60 cars coming in and delivering messages from the surrounding area to this place. So we had to build that place. Been walking around here for the past 2 or so hours, so if I'm not sunburned I'll be surprised. The first building I'm going to go into, the first main building at least, will be the mansion. The building looks nice but a bit strange. There's like stuff from the time period it was built, and also a look of like hundreds of years before it. Another room in a very different style. I was right, the inside of this building is quite weird. This is Commander Deniston's office. He played a huge part in Bletchley Park. He chose Bletchley Park as the location for the code breaking. He also recruited the likes of Alan Turing, and he was in charge for the first few years of its operation. I could have done with one of those machines in my classroom this year. This was the back entrance to the park. Motorbikes would deliver messages from all around the area to bring them to Bletchley to have them translated and deciphered. I'm in one of the garages where Bletchley vehicles were stored, and this is one of the bikes that would have been used to transport messages from all areas around Bletchley. I'm at the back of the mansion now, and if you can see that little bit on the roof just up there, a little bit of curved pipe it looks like. That was a radio transmitter back when this place first opened. They realised it wasn't the best idea to have that there though, because Germans could probably track where it was coming from, all of the messages. This is Dilly Knox's cottage. He was one of the first to break German messages. He only employed women to work with him in this cottage. No comment. They became known as Dilly's Fillies though. Sure they enjoyed that.
This is a memorial to the Poles who managed to crack parts of Enigma first. They did it by paying off a German official for secrets who needed money.
There were some huts originally built here. You can see the outlines of them with these stones. Not here anymore, but there are still some huts that exist here. I'm going to try and go in a few of them. This is hut 1. If you've seen The Imitation Game, this is the hut where Alan Turing built and tested the first German bomb. I can't go in there because this is where kids are going to have their lunch, and I don't like spending any time with kids.
This is Alan Turing's office, a genius, and he did so much to shorten the war. The way he was treated after the war by the British government was shameful though. It's a really interesting read to learn more about him. There were huge amounts of people working in these tiny rooms for really long shifts. Read some of these cards, pause on them, and there's some interesting stories about what it was like to work in such buildings for people on the German side and on the British side.
This is the room where they used to transport messages back and forth between the building. At one stage there would have been a hole like this from the past rooms through. They used to whack on the wall, push the messages through with a brush, and pull them up back with a piece of string.
I found the actual slot in the other building where they would have passed messages between them. Let's see if it still opens. No. Oh well.
These are huts 11 and 11A. They are some of the few brick huts, and that was because they housed the bomb machines.
The size of the machines and the amount that they would have had in this room was really impressive.
The Americans are here today. Has anyone seen them? They probably want to see the machines and to see what we, the Reds, are doing.
No surviving bombs left in the UK, as they were all destroyed at the end of the war, or most of them were. There is still one working model in America though. This reproduction gives an idea of how the bomb machine would have worked.
Well, that's been a really good day at Bletchley Park. It's about 5 o'clock now, pretty close to shutting. I'm leaving and I'm going to walk into Bletchley and get a bite to eat. I haven't had anything since breakfast, so I'm getting a bit peckish. I'm going to be honest about this place. The galleries inside weren't really that interesting to me. There was a few bits that I enjoyed, but what I really just enjoyed was walking around the outside and learning a bit about the history of the place. The buildings have changed so much that there's not too much of interest inside them to me, but the buildings on the outside have stayed pretty much the same. I'm now back in the hotel room. It was a roasting hot day, but a good one. Tomorrow I'm off to Weymouth, where it's expected to be even hotter, but at least I'm on the beach.